Time to hop in the lab, guys! And here we go.
And we are now live once again for DIY with Professor Minuteman and, of course, Egora.
Hi everybody, how you doing this evening? I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. Mine was quiet, so it's nice not having kids in my house anymore, at least little kids. You know, I remember one Christmas, it was so freaking funny. We had it was like 2 a.m, finished putting the kids' Christmas stuff under the tree. And we get into bed, and when you believe it, my son wakes up at 3 a.m. I'm like, mother. And of course, we had to get up. So I'm just like, yay.
But
So, how was your Christmas, Rob?
pretty decent. I mean, the thing I have to remember for my Christmas is my Christmas gift isn't coming until March. So,
What are you getting for Christmas?
my cruise.
Oh.
Yeah, my cruise is my Christmas gift.
Gotcha.
That's a big Christmas gift.
Yeah. That's a little bit big. And it's in March, right?
The first week in March.
Nice.
So, but, you know, we've been wanting to hop on, and every time you and I wanted to hop on, something happened.
My dog was truly sick. He didn't need my homework, but he was sick. Ripped out all the stitches. I have a purebred pug, and he's got the squatty nose and everything. And so they fixed his nose and opened it up. Oh my gosh. 2 days later, ripped out all the stitches on one side. Guess what, Rob? The other side stitches are gone too, and it's all closing back up. I'm like, oh my God.
You're kidding me.
No, and it's worse because now he's got scar tissue along it too. That's healing. So they're going to have to take scar tissue out, and we get to pay for it all over again.
Yay! But
and it ain't cheap.
Tonight, I'm probably going to make 2.
Okay.
I don't know what the second one is. I know what my first one probably is, and I'm going to be playing with it a little bit because because the thing is, I don't like buying straight culottes. I really do not. Because I like building that flavor from inside and knowing exactly what flavor's going to be there. So I'm going to be making a pina colada. Hey, Hound, good to see you, brother.
Hound, my baby.
But now, before we even start, though, Jen, you had a public service announcement. So let's go ahead and get that out there.
Yeah, real quick, guys. If you don't follow me on Twitter, please do so. It's EUG Vapin Jen. And today, and I just lost it because I had to click something. I was reading around, and we noticed one other person posted it, and then I kind of did some actual deep down looking at it. So my PSA is this: is right now we have coming out of China, and I will send this to Rob real quick so that he has it and can post it, and it'll be.
Well, you can post because you're a mod.
It's on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. So what it is, it's called puff bars, and they're no named. Now, some companies do sell this. They can put their name on them. But I've done the research and I cannot find out who actually makes these, but they come out of China. So it's E is an Edward, U is an up, P is in Paul. No, EUG, Vapin Gen. And they're all kinds of flavors as well. So you can get them in the grapes and the mints and the menthols. I think they have apple, they have coconut, they have all kinds of different flavors. And the problem with these is that one, they're absolutely not regulated. This is being a huge seller because they're under $10 and they are being sold here in the US on the black market. So, what we all had preached and hoped wouldn't happen is already started to happen. We have some stuff coming in from China that's going onto the black market, and we don't know what's in them. We don't know, it's probably got the cheap China nick that I always talk about. Without knowing what else is in there and not knowing who the parent company is, there's no way to really research that. So we have, thanks to our government, because they're here to help, um, you know, yes, they are garbage. And from what I am hearing is that it's made a couple people sick. So I don't know if that's because it's cheap crap or what, but they are under $10. So if we thought, and these are actually, what did I say? They were 1.3 ml closed containers, and it's 5% by volume nicotine. So we're back up to 60 milligrams pretty much on a puff.
Yeah.
So this is what's right now replacing Juul on the market, since really nobody can really get their hands on them. I know my local stores still have pods for the Juul. What about you, Rob?
I'll be honest, I rarely go in any stores anymore because most of the ones in my area are very low on advocacy. So I don't really support a lot of the locals because of that.
Yeah. I do have one shop in my area that I frequent all the time. I try to make my rounds, except one.
But
yeah, and Hellhound did have a mild heart attack. And when's your surgery, Hound? I know you have your shoulder, neck kind of thing you're doing at some point.
Oh, that sucks, Lori. Yeah, the thing is, speaking of new tanks, Jen and I, we had entered in some giveaways back.
Yeah, it was their Free Max's Thanksgiving giveaway. And what it was asking was what we were thankful for in the vape community. And okay, Hound, I'll give you a buzz. I know I was supposed to, and I completely spaced it. So what I had put there, and I think I responded first, right?
Yeah, you responded first, and then I responded.
Yeah, and it was that I couldn't have asked for a better show host and co-owner of the network, and how really blessed I am, because in a lot of respects, for me, Rob has really challenged me, like, to do all the mixing and things like that, really get better in depth in my research. And it's, we work very well together, and it's like from day one it happened, and that's just not usual.
Yeah.
So I entered and told him that, and then he entered, and he and I became the first place winners. So
no, I thought we were second place.
No, first.
Oh,
I
okay.
was first place, you were second place.
Oh, yeah.
But we got the same package. Yeah. So so both of us were first and second, in that order. But
and we got new product to be able to well, I'm gonna, hopefully this week, probably Thursday or Friday, between work and sleep, I'm gonna try to review at least 4 or 5 products. So Hopefully, I
And,
can get
and,
caught up this week or next week.
and honestly, guys, I've been really, really behind on my reviews. And of course, a lot of you know, I work very heavily in the advocacy. So with everything
Yeah.
that's been hitting the fan, I just have not had the time to. So hopefully before a week from today, when things will pick back up, I can get my reviews done. But be on the lookout for this. And this one is the Freemax Mesh Pro, M Pro. And I
Yeah.
have the Freemax Mesh, but I did not have the M Pro.
Yeah,
So
we got the M Pro and we got the gym kit, which
yes, go ahead.
which I kind of do agree with you, Jen.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of these disposable tanks.
That's what it is. It comes with the 80-watt stick mod, and then 2 disposable tanks. Now, I was telling Rob about this. You know, right now, pretty much, I mean, the coils are getting bigger, but our coils are very low, you know, in your imprint. Um, but now we're going to have to throw away an entire tank with its coil. And so I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that. I like the concept, but I don't know if it's practical if we're trying to make smaller imprints on the our environment. We want to be able to do that. If just throwing out a tiny coil is better than throwing out a whole tank.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about these Freemax gems, the actual mod, it's a 2900 mAh battery. And I think that's one of the largest single ones I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're all going lower and lower mAh. Came a little bit back up. So, I'll probably fill one of these tanks up and use it tonight on the show because I charged mine.
Yeah.
And did
I've
some
been
research.
gone all evening, so I didn't get a chance to charge mine. But, and the thing is, I have been using what I got in Vape Box this month. Now, just so everybody knows, Vape Box will not be purchased this month. I'm probably going to hold off for a couple months because I do have so much hardware.
True.
And because there's a couple pieces of hardware I personally want to buy and I haven't gotten out of Vape Box. Like, I want the Dead Rabbit RTA. I have wanted that for a long time.
Do I have that one?
I don't think you do.
Wait a minute. I thought I got one.
But I want the Dead Rabbit. So I'm going to get the Dead Rabbit RTA because it don't surprise me that Mad Modders did close, according to Hound.
No. I just talked to him tonight.
Oh, if you just talked to him, maybe they didn't.
I just talked to him. He's fixing a mod of mine, and it's going to be after my Wonder Woman mod. I had sent it into him because it was having some problems. I'm going to have to talk to Ronnie about that and find out. I'll send him a message after the show.
But
because he's been on and off sick,
or
just because it having the cartoon crap.
Now, I won't be typing in chat, just so everybody knows. He's saying the Elliots announced it today. He heard.
Oh, that sucks.
But so I won't be able to type in chat because I did have to remove my keyboard from the desk because I am about ready to, I got to pull it back out because I got to write my recipe.
And I haven't done my percentages yet, so I'm not ready either.
But
how many ingredients do you have for yours?
I don't know yet. I haven't made mine yet.
Oh, well, damn. 6, 7.
You know me.
I know.
You know me, I write my recipe while we're on the computer. Especially on this show. I like writing everything on the actual show. Hey, Steven, good to see you, brother. But I'm trying to think of what this can be called. Um,
Oh man, that really sucks. I love Mad Mater. Mad Mater, Hellhand just told me that the Mad Mater is closing its doors, which is really, really sad. They're the ones that did my Wonder Woman mod. And actually, Ronnie has it right now. I had sent it to him at the beginning of the month, and he's repairing it because it had an issue in it. It wasn't staying charged. It actually was just not even reading. So it was a lot of a mess. And he said he had to replace the board in it, which is a DNA 250C, and redo some of that. So yeah, that's really sad because I would have bought probably my next one I had been thinking about was a Harley Quinn. Now, I will tell you, well, I think it has, Stephen, a lot to do with that a lot of these Mad Modders are made not necessarily cartoonish, but a lot are. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out because Ronnie has it right now. That's who I send it to, and I don't know how many people I would trust to have it. Um, but yeah, it's pretty sad. But a lot of people like mine is live action, but it's Wonder Woman. So because of all that heat, that I'm wondering if that has a lot to do with it. 3 weeks.
okay, Dairy Milk.
Yes, I know. They're coming to their Chinese. Is it the Chinese New Year? I believe it's coming up.
Yeah, I think it
And
is.
well, I had said earlier in the show, there's a new Chinese product coming out called Puff Bars that are taking the place of Jewel. They're under $10 and being sold right now here in the black market. And they're brand new. So they're definitely post August 8th, the 16th, and post 8 of 2018. Yeah, that's another one I'd like to try at some point, Hound. But I love. Awesome, Steve. What kind is it? Is your first recipe? But yeah, I really love my Mad Mater. I mean, oh my gosh, I was so raspberry ice cream. Oh, that sounds really good. I was thinking about doing a blackberry ice cream tonight or boysenberry ice cream, but I kind of decided I wanted to try something different. So I'm going to be doing it's going to be a I called it Pacific Cooler, which is not necessarily my name on it, but well, it's my stuff. And I'm going to change that up a little bit tonight. But yeah, Steve, that sounds really good. And I have boysenberry. I don't think I have raspberry. I'm not sure. I just took everything down. You'd think I would had seen it and would be able to tell you. But I remembered I have boysenberry and boysenberry preserves. So I think that would make a nice ice cream.
Okay, I know exactly what I'm putting in this.
Liquid Barnes vanilla ice cream. I have Liquid Barnes. I also have a couple others. I may have TFA and another one. I also have vanilla bourbon, which is really good. Go ahead, my dear. Did you get your stuff together?
That's what I'm working on now.
He's still working and typing, so I'll keep filling in.
Well, I can talk now because I'm actually back to the actual screen and I'm just making the recipe. You know how it takes me sometimes.
Did you make that, Hound? Yeah. Or is that from the company you rep? Nice.
Yeah, Steven, that happens a lot with a lot of liquids that after you that at first it comes out very harsh. And then you just gotta let it steep a couple days, and it's amazing.
That's one I don't have, Hound. I know I gotta get your box out. Yeah, and especially with an ice cream, because it's a cream, letting it steep will bring out the vanilla in that cream and make it pop.
Uh-huh.
So I've learned that sometimes they're not all shaken vapes. A lot of them can be really good as shaken vapes, but when you get into the creams and the vanillas, you need to let them steep. That's good. Another place I know, is it Liquid Barn? Oh yeah, Liquid Barn sponsors the network. I'm so tired. I haven't been well. My husband and I have passed back and forth a cold. Now we're both sick at the same time. Runny noses and a terrible sore throat I've had for the last couple days.
Okay, mine came, which I'm going to change these percentages around a little bit because I want it to at least be an 80-20. So let's add a percent of this one and a percent of that one. Okay, that should make it an 80-20. No, that's a 1783.
Yeah, that might be all right. Let's go at 5% for that. 250. Yeah, I might do this 3. And then do this at 1.5%. And oh, I don't want that much cocoa. No, 2% is good. Let's see, how does that turn out? Ooh, mine's going to be about an 80-20. It's an 82-18.
Mine came out to an 80-20. What I am, like I said, I'm going to make Jimmy Buffett, which is a pina colada.
Oh, God, that laugh.
With no colada. I am making...
No colada mix.
No colada mix whatsoever. Nice. But it is going to have a chill effect. So you know what's going to give it that chill effect.
I'll just leave that out. You and that WS crap.
23.
Whatever.
And just so everybody knows, my mixing has went up another notch this time because I placed more orders. The beakers I had bought were not really working for me. And they weren't working for what I wanted. So I moved to Erlenmeyer flasks. Which...
Then send me the beakers. I'm sorry. I've been teasing Rob all week long about this. Just completely all week long, that I just think he's going absolutely overboard. And what I saw tonight, I was just like, seriously, dude.
But the reason I'm keeping the beakers, there's a reason. Because if I'm cleaning out RDAs or things like that, I actually use my beakers. Because I will put all the cotton in the beaker or things like that.
Oh, see, people. Oh, ow, I'm getting old. This is what I use. And it's just because if I do use it, it's because it came with the kit that I got. And that's just this and this. And I actually have not ever used them. So I don't know. I think it's, I think Rob said to me once he has an ISO lab almost. I'm like, well, no, you don't.
What I said was I had to have the right vintage. There's a lot of things I would have to have in order to get it, but...
Well, you got to have pressures, to go into the room, to go
Not
to the clean
all
room.
ISO labs have pressure.
Well, they should. Negative pressure.
It's
should.
not required all the time. All you have to do to make it. This is what Steve was telling me, because he actually said one of his first labs was ISO certified, and all it was, he went and got a one of those storage or one of those travel trailers, and just put a fan in one side, fan in the other, and that was it for
That's
ventilation, and that actually got ISO certified.
Well, I guess I don't agree with that, but most of the labs too nowadays do have it.
Yeah.
That you have negative pressures. 90%, 95% of them now. That's what an ISO lab is requiring.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying
it was at a different time.
True. Oh, I agree with you, Steven. But let me go ahead and...
The other difference between our e-liquid and, say, the heat not burn is that it is not... The heat not burn, anything, the tobacco out of that, will not mix in water. You will see it separate. Where our nicotine is water soluble. That's the big, huge difference.
Here is my recipe. Once again, all these recipes will be available for 24 hours. And then they will be taken down off the site. And if you want access to them, you have to join Patreon.
Yes. We still have not one person yet.
But this right here, I'm going to be making 60 milliliters today in my 100 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. So now that everybody's seen that, let's switch cameras.
It did not come up, honey.
Yes, it did. I'm looking at it right now on the screen.
I didn't see it.
You wouldn't unless you was watching the main screen.
I am on the main screen.
Yeah, I'm watching it on the main screen.
Why is that? Damn it. Well, now I didn't get the recipe. Freak.
You know you can have it if you want it. But, okay. Now that we are here, I'm going to turn it on. And just so everybody knows, I cannot see chat. Okay, now I can.
I can.
But, okay, tear that. Okay. Actually, let me move this back over. Because I haven't popped out chat tonight, guys. I'm trying to be nice tonight and not pop out chat.
I was popping out chat not nice.
Nice to myself.
Oh, gotcha. All my stuff here.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I need 3.6 of sweet cream. And I do have my ultrasonic cleaner going to warm up in the background. I started that before we started. Now, mind you guys, this is all a shot in the dark. I don't know how well this is going to come out. I don't know how terrible it's going to come out. It's a shot in the dark. .2 of pineapple. Then 3% of dairy milk. Which comes out to 1.8 grams.
Are you using Flavora?
No, there is no flavor in this recipe.
Cool.
And it's all listed when they look at the actual recipe. The companies are listed. Then I am using vanilla custard by the Flavor Apprentice. Just 2%.
I don't know if I would have used custard.
Well, there's a reason I'm using the custard.
And why?
Because I want that little bit of a eggy taste to it. But not a lot.
Why? Pina coladas has no eggy taste.
Yes, it does. Just a touch of it.
All the time.
And then lastly, 1.2 grams of vanilla bean ice cream.
That's one of my favorites.
Went a little over, but oh well. That's the beauty of DIY. You can go over. And lastly, Jen's absolute favorite. 0.15 grams, which comes out to 0.25% of WS-23. Which isn't that much, honestly.
It's plenty.
Reach in here. Drop that in the bottom. And start stirring. And that is stirring now, so I don't have to worry about that. So we will flip back over while I decide what my other liquid's going to be.
All right. You want me to go now?
Yeah, you can go while that's going, because I gotta...
All right. Here is the link to my recipe. It too will be up for 24 hours, and by joining Patreon, you can actually keep them. So on mine, I'm using, took them all out of order. Pacific Cooler by Nick River. And I'm going to enhance that a little bit, and that'll be with the orange pineapple. Then I'm going to use orange and mandarin orange and a little bit of coconut. And then I also put in cactus. And the reason I do that is because a lot of times when I DIY, mine become really, I get a lot of dry mouth when I DIY. So I've been now putting cactus in quite often to kind of help with that. Cactus or dragon fruit, those things don't have that drying effect. So I'm going to throw mine together and hoping that it'll be a shake and vape was the idea behind this. So I'm going to get shaking on mine and mixing. I don't do all the fancy stuff that Rob does. I stick it in a bottle and I shake it myself.
Well, you don't have to do what I do. I mean, I do it because I know a lot of the professional companies, that's how they make the liquids, is they use the electric stirrers. They use...
Well, to test it.
No, that's actually how they make it for a lot of the companies. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. How many companies do you want to, or how many times would a company want to stand there stirring the e-liquid in the vat? It's much easier when you're making the actual liquid to put it in a bottle, put a stir in there, and just let the stirrer go on its own.
True. So for Pacific Cooler, I used 3 grams of that. I'm going to do orange pineapple because, see, I love orange and I love pineapple. So I always, and Rob's very much the same way as I am. We're both in your face flavors.
Yes.
I want to be able to taste and everything in it. And because I smoked for well over 30 years, my taste buds, while they came way back, will never be like a non smoker's.
Yeah.
When you do it for 3 decades, it screws you up really well.
Okay, I know what my second one's going to be.
Oh, yeah?
A key lime pie.
Oh,
With whipped cream on top.
ooh, that sounds really good. Two.
I'm just trying to find my graham cracker crust.
Ah, I got mine right there.
Ah, there it is. I hope I have another bottle of this, because if I don't, I can't make any more of my Samwise Gamgee until I buy some.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't you have someone or a friend of yours you make that for?
Yeah.
That's the one you like.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites, too.
Ah. Here.
Lori's like, yes, I need this in my life. Key lime pie.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So I'm gonna have to get that one too. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Oh, I knew I would use up this bottle. Oh, I love coconut. I love the smell of it. Oh, perfect. Ah, I couldn't have planned that better.
And again, guys, you got to remember, no matter what, you can always change the flavor to better fit your taste buds. You never have to follow these exactly. Just take stuff out, put stuff in. That's part of the beauty of DIY.
The other thing is too is you may want to up some and lower some depending on your flavoring. I mean, for me, I love orange and I love coconut and I love pineapple and I love the three of them together. So even though I had and the one thing about this, it's from Nick River or River Reserve or whatever. No, what is it called now?
River Supply.
Reserve. River Supply. Pacific Cooler is basically one that you can just do 20% of this and toss in your, or do about 15 to 18%, toss in your nicotine, and then add PG or VG to it. Plain, done. You can do it just that. For me, I want to enhance some of those flavors that are in that.
And guess what? Without even trying, guess what mine came out to?
80-20.
Yep.
Oh, I can really smell the coconut now. I just shook that up real well, and it's like the coconut.
That's what I forgot in the pina colada.
Are you kidding me? It's the main ingredient.
I know. Hold on. Thank you. When you said that, I'm like, wait a minute. I forgot coconut. And I have coconut. That's the reason I was doing a pina colada.
Well, yeah, you need the coconut to make it that.
Look at how this already looks, too. Just by that little bit of stirring on the... Look how nice and mixed that is.
Yeah, look how nice and mixed this is. Just by using my arm.
Okay. Back in the saddle again.
Yeah, it really helps to have coconut in a pina colada.
Oh, be quiet.
So it's just going to be colada.
No, it's got pineapple in it. Pina colada has pineapple.
Pineapple and coconut.
Yeah, and I forgot the coconut.
Did you have it on the recipe making?
No, I forgot it completely.
Oh my god, that's priceless. So you now got to put it up with the coconut percentage, huh?
Okay, I know how much coconut I'm going to use. So let me save this.
4.73.
And
sorry, that's my nicotine.
Yeah. My recipes. Go into Jimmy Buffett. I want to edit recipe. Sorry about that, guys. Again, this will be available, so you can always look at it. Oh, crap.
What did you do?
Nothing. I accidentally backed out of that. So I got to go back in, edit, add flavor. And I'm using TFA's coconut.
Oh, I have Capella's coconut, and that's really good. I really like the Capella's one. All right.
And I'm going to use 5% coconut with 7%. It's not a strong coconut.
Oh, mine isn't really strong.
Right, Capella is a very strong flavor company.
Yeah.
You got to remember, that's the thing. You know what companies have strong flavors and what companies don't.
Yeah. Did you add any liquor flavor to that?
I'm making mine a virgin.
Oh. He's doing 5% coconut on his end. Mine, I did a little bit less because I use Capella. It's very strong. So I didn't use that much in mine.
Yeah.
How much of a percentage did I use in mine? I did 2% coconut because it's a very strong flavor. Oh yeah, I can smell it. One.
Well,
Steven, okay. I can tell you that in the beginning, no, I stuck very true to what Rob was telling me. Now I just guesstimate, you kind of know where they are. You don't use a lot of Flavora at all because Flavora is a super concentrate. Like he was saying, his coconut from his brand that he's using, which is the Flavor Apprentice, isn't very strong. Where mine, I open that bottle and I can smell it of Capella. So you can kind of then, and that's when you just find some base areas, and then you just build from that, and you can add or take away depending on if one flavor is being overpowered by another.
Yeah.
So that's the art. A lot of people, like I'm making a 60, will make just 10 mLs. That way you're not wasting a lot of product in the process.
Yeah.
So me, I just do it in a larger quantity. Um, this was off another recipe I had made before and tried that I really liked. I just needed to tweak it out. So yeah, Liquid Barn's another one that has very tapered flavors.
Okay. Are you finished with yours?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to switch back over to the desktop and show everybody as soon as I get a chance to pull it up. And I will make all these public after the show. They automatically go private with me, so I'm going to.
Let me see. Did mine go public already? I think mine is public.
This is my key lime pie. Now I am using 2% butter by the Flavor Apprentice. I am using 4% cheesecake graham crust. I am using 7% key lime pie or key lime, 1.5% marshmallow, 5% sweet cream by Capella, and 0.5% of sweetener liquid by Flavor West. Now, when it comes to this, what I am going for with this is just a piece of key lime pie with a graham cracker crust and a little bit of whipped cream on top. That is what I'm going for with this recipe. This comes out to an 80-20, guys. So you can change the flavor. But that right there is a perfect example of just throwing it together because I'm just thinking. And the best way to actually try to figure out the percentages, think of how you would actually make that actual that actual food. That's what I always do whenever I'm doing it. I think of how I'm actually making the food.
Yeah, how is it gonna, what do you want the strongest part of that to be? Yeah, that's about it. And for me, I love baking. Just for Christmas, I made 2 pies and 2 things of candy kind of stuff. So yeah, same with me. Yeah, I made my Reese's peanut butter, and I call them goo bars. They're really good. It's chocolate and really good. With a homemade what are they? It's like a butter cookie on the bottom. Then I made an apple pie. Well, an apple crumb pie, and then I made a cherry pie, all from scratch. I don't use fillings.
Little over, but I had just enough in that bottle. I think I have another bottle here in the house.
Of what?
Of my cheesecake graham crust.
I have one too. You had me get that.
And I'm going to use 4.2 of key lime.
True. A lot of the times Liquid Barn does, but it's based on J. Jerry. It's based on using their particular liquid base, which Flavor Barn or Liquid Barn sent to me. Let me pull one out. Oh, there it is. So when Liquid Barn puts it up on their site, it's based on the percentage you would use to put it into something like this.
As a one shot?
Is a one shot, absolutely. That's how those percentages are. So don't go by them necessarily unless you're doing it as a one shot, like in this, because that's what it uses it for. Their liquid base. And you can get it in 3, 6, 9, 12, and I think it goes up from there.
And what you gotta remember too is every VG is different. So like until you know the VG, if you like a sweeter liquid, one VG may not work the same as another VG.
Yeah.
Okay, that one is done.
And I have 2 different companies of e-base. So this one has no nicotine in it from Liquid Barn, and then I have one from a different company that I use that it was made at 3 milligrams. And I can just add flavoring to it. Now, see, all that shaking came out nice. My arm's tired, but I did it. Making all those baby bottles years ago. The other thing I know I do for myself, and this was based on something Rob told me, I always write the name of what I made on the bottle and the date.
Which I don't always do, even.
Yeah.
Now, today I will because I'm making 2. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm not even going to vape these tonight. I am going to put them in my drawer in the flasks. And this is one reason I make them the way I do. And I will leave them in the flasks until the next show next week. And then put them in the actual bottles that day. And test them next week. So that I'll know how it tastes.
Yeah. But I do. I mark what it is on the very base of it, and I'm going to turn my camera on so I know what I'm doing on the base of it, and then I put the date on the very bottom. Because I reuse these particular bottles, I put tape over it. Because after you use it, even if you're using a permanent marker, it tends to come off the bottle.
What?
Permanent marker will come off this bottle after I squeeze it and use it all, use it.
See, I don't like reusing bottles.
This is that one with this top.
Yeah, I still don't like to reuse those.
I just do that. I wash them in the dishwasher and then I...
Oh, you wash them in the dishwasher?
Mm-hmm. Right, Jerry. I would, until you know how that plays out. I know that Pippa from DIY Down Under, she takes every single flavor and she's made a small 10 ml of it. So she knows what that flavor tastes like mixed with PG or VG.
Yeah.
She will not add nicotine to it until she perfects her recipe. But she does that with every single flavor she has. She will make it up in VG to taste it. So she knows, doesn't need a week's steep time, doesn't need 2 weeks. So I've learned a lot from her show as well. All right, let me see.
Which mine I've perfected through a lot of other methods.
Okay, one thing I hate is when these bottles fart back at me.
Okay.
Ooh, smells good. All right, so I'm gonna stick this. Better be good because I'm using it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have your natural ones that are stronger flavored, and those are your lemons, your limes. Those are a strong flavor. Anyway.
Oh, and just so everybody knows, I only use non-oil soluble flavors. A lot of sites now actually have oil soluble flavorings. Watch getting those.
Yeah. Yeah. And you never, ever, ever use actual stuff from the grocery store, people. You don't want to buy a lemon or lemon from the grocery store. Do not use those. Those are not for vaping.
Well, you can get away with some of them, but they have to be non-oil soluble.
Like peppermint extract, don't use because
No.
that is an oil.
Okay, now that one is heating up. And the reason I use the ultrasonic is to try to keep some heat into my liquids. That's why I get involved.
You know, I just figured out too another thing I don't like about these particular ones, because it's all enclosed, you cannot prime the coil.
You have to let it sit.
I have to let it freaking sit for 10 minutes.
And of course, today I'm using my Troll V2 with my, I believe this is my Tesla Invader 4.
Are you ever going to show them that I actually sent your box and that you got stuff from me?
It's sitting right here. I used it last time we were on live.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I'll be right back. I have to wash my hands. I've got crap all over.
Yeah. Guys, just so you know, yeah, it's sitting right here. What do you mean drip some in the tip there, Jerry? Oh, you mean for her tank. We'll mention that to her when she comes back, because that's a good idea. I didn't think of that.
What?
Dripping some down in the tip.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Jerry mentioned it.
Duh. That's kind of what I do when I prime a coil anyway. But yeah. I don't drip it down the tip, but I drip it in the inside of the coil.
Yeah.
To really get it well. I don't know if I want to be snuffling that back, though.
But yeah, I'm right now vaping my eggnog that I made for Christmas, which we were going to do a Christmas show, and I was going to make the eggnog live, but we once again had issues that we couldn't get on.
That was your fault that time. I was all ready to go, people. His computer wasn't working. It was brain farting. Ooh, this smells good.
So does my pina colada.
Yeah. I just tasted it. Are you vaping yours already?
Oh, no, it's in the ultrasonic. And I've got my other one in the stirring.
Oh, that's good, guys. So just to guys show you, you all know how to turn on them on. 5 clicks on, fast. So with the gem, it has so mine's flashing or at green right now. You have green, yellow, and red. Red being 80 watts. Your green would be your 40 watts, and yellow is 60 watts. So it's 40, 60, 80 is how this goes up. And to get to the different ones is you click your fire.
See, I
button
would
to
think it would be
right.
the opposite. Green would be 80,
No.
yellow would be
Red is
60,
your
red would be 40.
no, red is your high in your, high, so that's always red.
That makes no sense.
Sure it does. Your first number is going to be 40 and then
Right, but what I'm getting at is with most mods, Jerry, some do have oils. You just have to use those sparingly and make sure they're water soluble. Like for instance, my lemonade that I make, it has it is a natural lemonade.
Yeah.
But it's water soluble. You can ask Jen.
Yeah, I have it.
And as long as they're water soluble, and after a ton of mixing or a ton of steeping, they don't separate a lot, you're good. But if you shake it enough, they should go into each other. I've made up a system that I'm able to get my lemonade to dissolve into the other one to mix. So it does work.
Okay, mine tastes good out the gate. I get the pineapple on that inhale mixed with some of the orange, and then on the exhale is a coconut. It's really good.
See, I wish I had my pipettes up here. I don't know where they are. I think they're downstairs, but I had some pipettes that I got in that DIY box. I would have pulled out a little bit out of this one after I mixed it and drip it in here.
Oh, that's right. The little pipettes. Yeah, I think they're still up in the bucket. Kind of where I got those 2 glass things is out in the bucket.
But see, where I'm going to be keeping this in the flask and not putting it in a bottle, because over the next week, I'm going to probably pull it out once every day or once every 2 days, throw it in the ultrasonic for a little while, then throw it on the mixer. I like to try to steep mine at least a week.
Especially though with all those creams and vanillas, you need to.
Yeah.
To make them mature. But mine doesn't have that. This is a straight, pretty much fruit based. And a lot of your straight fruit bases are shake and bakes.
Exactly.
This looks really pretty together, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. I wish I would have gotten the blue instead of the white.
You think of it as a stormtrooper. Oh my gosh, have you seen all the ruckus from the Mandalorian, the season finale? Because they smacked Baby Yoda. How dare they?
What?
That's why those stormtroopers are getting so much flack.
No, that wasn't the finale. What? Oh, yeah, they did smack him. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I forgot.
Multiple times. Fuckers. I was sitting here, Matt and I watched them last night, and I was just like, no, they better not.
Well, Jerry, it just depends on the Flavor West flavor. I will tell you the Flavor West sweetener, it can kill if you use a lot. I've not found that regular Flavor West flavors kill your coils that bad, as long as you don't throw a ton of sweetener in them. That's the key, is don't throw a ton of sweetener in them.
I don't think I have, but maybe 1 or 2 Flavor West. I don't think so. I have Flavor Art, but I have a pineapple from Flavor Art. This is really good, guys. In my opinion, you getting all the flavors that I've put in there. and popping that orange and the coconut out of that that Pacific cooler base, I think really helps. I don't think for me just mixing the Pacific cooler with my nicotine and my VG would do it for me. Yeah, vanilla bean ice cream. Yeah, that will kill. Well, you have to remember too, vanillas darken and flavor west yellow cake, cake batter dip are coil killers. Yeah, because they're all, that a lot of vanillas and a lot of um creams. So that does kill a coil faster, regardless if you add sweetener to them.
Yeah.
They're just coil killers.
Oh, always.
See, I've learned over the past year. Do you know next month will be 1 year I've been mixing with you?
You're kidding me.
No, went back and looked. This smells really good too.
There is Jimmy Buffett for anyone that wants to try to modify it. Now to pull up my recipe of the key lime pie and put in my VG. $55.99 grams.
Now that's one thing me personally, I don't go and measure that out. I just fill it till my top area with VG and I'm done. I don't measure it by volume.
Well, I do it just because of where I'm using the flasks.
Yeah.
And the flasks, you really should measure it if you're using the flasks.
Obviously, if you're not going to use it right away.
Yeah. And see, both of mine were very high on the cream.
Yep.
And things like that. So it's going to need a lot of time for steeping, at least a week.
Okay, Steven.
Now, if anybody wants a good idea for something for labeling their liquids, I will give you a good recommendation as soon as I find it. Oh, here it is. It is the Dymo Letter Tag. Let me pull up the desktop, or I mean the up close. The Dymo.
You're gonna start sneezing.
The Dymo Letter Tag. You have your labels in here, or your label, the paper, and then you just put that straight on your bottle or whatever you're mixing it in.
It's Letra Tag.
Okay, Letra Tag. I thought I said Letra Tag.
Letro.
Oh, I thought I said Letra. But this is what I use for labeling almost all of my liquids. Because you can take on and off the labels, things like that. So that's what I highly recommend. Whereas she recommends just putting marker on it.
Well, because I reused this bottle. Now, if I made this and it was going to be sent somewhere like to Canada for one of the ones that I may sell, then yeah, I have a labeler too.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, I did. My husband snarfed it at some point, so I'll have to go find it. what comes out with pictures, color pictures.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
This is good. I like this. This will be another good one for me. Okay. Am I crazy or is it true? It seems like every time I mix something with a pineapple in it, it smells like stinky feet.
No. I've never had that issue. I don't know why in the world you have that issue.
Shut up.
Except for maybe it's your stinky feet.
Could be. Hey, at least Teddy's not stinky all the time anymore. It was like he went through a teenager phase or something. Oh, that almost was bad. Oh. Oh, you know what I have is Flavor West sweetener.
What'd you say?
I have Flavor West sweetener.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one you told me to get. But I also have Super Sweet from Perillium. Oh, you mean the little printer thing that he has? Jerry? Or J. Jerry?
If that's the case, no, it's just black and white, but you can get color tape and everything else for it if you want color tape.
Yeah, he did mean color pictures. Yeah. No, I know that a lot of the newer ones now do that. Mine as well, I can get colored tape, but it's Prince Black.
But in all honesty, for what I paid for it, because it's only $17 at Walmart, I just had to get a new one, and I had that one for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's well worth the purchase. But, well, you know what, Jen? It's been an hour, 20 minutes.
Oh, this is the shortest time. Yeah, it's time for me to go night-nights.
But we are heading out of here, guys. Once again, we want to thank everybody for coming. And we will see you guys in the next show.
Absolutely. And also, everyone, I want to wish you a very happy new year. Please be safe. We have a lot of crazy drunk drivers. Please don't do that yourselves. But also keep yourself safe. And I hope we'll see you next year.
Yes. I talked with Anthony, and we will be doing a Good Morning NVR on Saturday. So nice. It'll be a new year, new issue. Well, new year, old issues.
Yeah. You guys all be safe and have a great rest of your celebration for the holidays.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you later.
Bye.
Nobody panics when things go according to plan. Even if the plan is horrifying, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan. Well, then everyone loses their minds.
Hey, if you like what you've seen here, there's much more to come. Just click one of the 2 boxes up here in the corner. And you know what? If you've liked it, make sure to subscribe. Just click the little button right there. Talk to you later, guys.